You know, it's funny, today I kind of consider just a moment of celebration because so many of you in the room, just a handful of years ago when we realized some of our career and workforce demand was larger than what we could provide, I remember sitting over a cup of coffee, I think over in our county offices saying, what could we dream, what could we do? And I see your faces in the room today, and it's amazing about the opportunities that we've created for schools, in addition to what we already were doing. So I think of today as a celebration. Perry Schools is a district that prides ourselves on world-class opportunities, and I think even though we're small, I think we want every student to walk through and graduate our halls and say, that was a place that helped me become something, and that school is a place that matters because I'm on my way to becoming something big for this world. So we've been known to be a district of academics, lots of AP classes. You can see that just this year alone, 450 CCP college credits are being earned by our students. And we were recently rated a 5 out of 5 star rating in the state of Ohio. But I think today we want to talk about something even bigger than academics, and it's our opportunities for getting kids on a pathway to this world. And currently in our small district, we have 50 students that are matched in their junior, senior year with career internships with many partners across either this room or throughout our county. Part of being on a pathway to becoming someone great in this world is the service and what you can provide to your local community. So the heart of some of this work on becoming someone big is Perry Service Learning. I won't read those stats, but there is a research group called Interview that takes a measure of some of these stats and says that that value of what those students are able to do in that given year equated to our local economy, $288,864 dollars of impact to our local community. And that's a part of raising students that are realizing who they're becoming to this world. You've heard a lot today about industry recognized credentials. And 4 years ago, Perry Schools had 0. Today I can report we have 10, 8 of which that are offered on our campus, primarily in the in-demand jobs of healthcare, manufacturing, IT, and trades. And I don't know if it came out very clear on the slide, but there's a group of those credentials and those pathways that are highlighted in gray. And just last year, those were the numbers of students that passed through and received either certificates or full industry credentials in those areas. And of course, our partnerships with, as I mentioned before, internships, but we couldn't do it without Auburn Career Center. We have 25 students at Auburn Career Center. And then as effective of August of 2022, we became one of 3 districts in Ohio to be awarded the pre-apprenticeship opportunity. And I have to tell you a little story about why schools go for pre-apprenticeships. There's many reasons why. But when in 2023, when the state changed the graduation credentials in Ohio, one way to get students to graduation was to complete a pre-apprenticeship. And at the time, we had 96% of our students who graduated Perry Schools. That may sound high, but in our district, we said we've got to be able to see at least 100, at least 99%, right? So pre-apprenticeship was a new avenue for students to work alongside careers under our roof, whether that be maintenance or IT, and us to provide a local opportunity for them to earn graduation. And so I can report that this year's 2023 graduation, we crossed 98.3% of our students across the state. So we feel like we're kind of meeting those opportunities of getting every student to find their pathway. Oftentimes people think of Perry Schools as a little more padded budget than others, and I will tell you that none of these opportunities came from local dollars. Part of my job when I first came back to when I returned to the district 13 years ago was to be on a hunt for opportunities for students, for pathways, and to chase federal or state dollars. And so we have, and it also happened at a time where our state governor and our lieutenant governor were very much supporting workforce development. So what you see here today of what our students have been able to do with our incredibly talented staff is due to a lot of these grant dollars, just over $7 million in the past decade. And I know part of that is because we got really smart in the county, and we as school districts, whether it be Riverside, whether it be Painesville, whether it be Wickliffe, Fairport Harbor. We said, let's lock arms together and let's go and chase these dollars together. And many of you sitting in the seats right now receive those very similar awards. What we did with our very first batch of innovation dollars from the state was to purchase a home. We thought, what a better way to teach the trades is through home renovation. So whether it be plumbing, HVAC, heating, cooling, electricity, or just simple home repair, that was one of our very first industry credentials that we were seeking. So the summer of 2022, this home was ready for sale. It happened to be in a great economy at the time for real estate. We recouped over $280,000 ahead of ourselves in that sale, and it parlayed our opportunity to purchase a new home, which is right now being renovated on Main Street in Perry. Our next batch of what I call IWIP, that's workforce development dollars, is for the future of a coming welding lab. We saw workforce development data that showed that we were sending our students for welding almost 30 minutes away to either access Auburn, to access Lakeland College and whatnot. So we realized that we want to be able to support that as well. And I have to say a huge thank you to Lakeland College. We were just with you yesterday, and what you're doing with our students in the welding lab has been nothing but fantastic. We saw such turnaround in students that held their heads down, didn't see a future for themselves, didn't really know why school mattered, and we saw incredibly changed kids yesterday because of that. And so I can't thank you enough. To meet the demand, though, we hope to partner with IWIP money, as well as an agreement that we are in with Lake Erie College. Thank you to our new president, that we look to partner to open up the Eastern Lake County hub coming in August of '24, where we really hope we get to see Madison students, anyone in the East that cannot get closely without a car, with transportation. We hope to serve those needs. And I guess in the very end of this is that we see a need that well beyond academics. We're hoping to raise great children who are sitting here one day and become the future of our economy, and that they leave realizing who they are and the talents that they will become in this world. Thank you.